The deep space vessel, Venture, sailed into the uncharted expanse of the Andromeda Galaxy. This was no ordinary mission, it was a journey into the unknown, a quest to uncover the secrets of the universe. The Andromeda Galaxy, with its billions of stars and countless mysteries, beckoned the brave crew of the Venture, its mission to seek out new life and new civilizations. The crew was tasked with exploring strange new worlds, to boldly go where no human had gone before. They were pioneers, venturing into the vast, uncharted territories of space, driven by the hope of discovering something extraordinary. On board, a crew of 5, the best of humanity, prepared for a journey that would last a lifetime. Each member was a specialist in their field, chosen for their expertise and their ability to handle the unknown. Then it happened. A sudden, unexpected event that would change everything. A ripple in space-time, a vortex of swirling colors, a wormhole. This phenomenon was both a gateway and a trap, a portal to another dimension or perhaps another time. The crew had read about such anomalies, but seeing one up close was a different experience altogether. "Captain, readings are off the charts," the young navigator exclaimed, his voice tight with apprehension. "It's pulling us in." The instruments were going haywire, and the ship's systems were struggling to cope with the immense gravitational forces. Captain Evelyn Vance, a woman of steely resolve and unmatched courage, held her ground on the bridge. She had faced many challenges in her career, but this was unlike anything she had ever encountered. Her mind raced as she calculated their next move. "Brace for temporal distortion," she commanded, her voice echoing through the intercom. The crew knew what this meant. They had trained for such scenarios, but the reality was far more daunting. The Venture lurched violently, tossed about like a leaf in a hurricane. The ship's hull groaned under the strain, and the lights flickered as the power fluctuated. It was a battle between the ship's integrity and the forces of the wormhole. The crew held on for dear life as the ship was swallowed whole by the wormhole. Then, silence. The chaos was replaced by an eerie calm, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. The Venture vanished without a trace, lost in the vast cosmic ocean. Where had they gone? What awaited them on the other side? The answers lay beyond the wormhole, in a realm of infinite possibilities. Decades later, the Venture reappeared as abruptly as it had vanished. The vessel, seemingly untouched by the passage of time, materialized in the same sector of space it had left behind. On board, the crew stirred, oblivious to the years that had passed in the blink of an eye. Captain Vance was the first to regain consciousness. She looked around, her brow furrowed in confusion. The ship was eerily silent, the hum of the engines replaced by an unnerving stillness. "Report!" she barked, her voice sharp and clear. One by one, the crew members awoke, their faces etched with the same bewilderment. They looked around at each other, their eyes wide with disbelief. They had not aged a day. As the crew of the Venture tried to piece together what had happened, fragments of memories surfaced. These weren't just any memories. They were vivid, almost tangible, as if they had lived through them. Yet they were of events that hadn't yet come to pass. Vivid, unsettling memories of a future they hadn't lived, of events that hadn't yet come to pass. The crew found themselves haunted by these visions, unable to shake the feeling that they were glimpses into a destiny they were meant to avoid. A future, they soon realized, that was now their past. The lines between what was real and what was imagined began to blur, leaving them in a state of perpetual confusion and fear. "I remember a message," Dr. Amelia Singh, the ship's biologist, whispered, her voice trembling. It was a message that seemed to echo through the corridors of their minds, a haunting reminder of what was at stake. A message from Earth. A global pandemic. The words seemed to hang in the air, heavy with the weight of impending doom. The crew could almost hear the cries of millions, the chaos that had ensued. She looked at her crewmates, her eyes filled with a chilling premonition. Millions dead. The numbers were staggering, almost incomprehensible, yet they felt all too real. "And the Mars colony," added Lieutenant James Cole, the ship's engineer. His voice was steady, but his eyes betrayed the fear he felt. A catastrophic failure, no survivors. The words were like a punch to the gut, leaving the crew reeling from the implications. His words hung in the air, heavy with dread. The crew could feel the weight of their responsibility, the burden of knowing what could come to pass. The crew exchanged uneasy glances. Each of them was lost in their own thoughts, grappling with the enormity of their situation. The future they remembered, a future they were desperately trying to grasp, was a tapestry woven with threads of tragedy and despair. It was a future they were determined to change, but the path ahead was fraught with uncertainty and peril. They knew that every decision they made from this point on could alter the course of history, for better or for worse. The Venture set course for Earth, their hearts pounding with a mixture of hope and trepidation. As they approached their home planet, a sense of unease washed over them. The Earth they saw on their monitors was not the Earth they knew. It was unfamiliar, alien. "What is this?" Captain Vance breathed, her voice a mere whisper. "This isn't right." The Earth before them was a world untouched by the ravages of the pandemic they remembered. The Mars colony, visible through the ship's telescope, was a beacon of human achievement, not a graveyard of shattered dreams. They had returned to an Earth where their memories were but phantoms, echoes of a future that never was, a future that, somehow, they had averted. The crew of the Venture landed on Earth, their arrival met with confusion and astonishment. They were hailed as heroes, returning from a mission long thought lost. Yet their homecoming was bittersweet. They were strangers in their own time, haunted by memories of a world that never existed. "It doesn't make sense," Dr. Singh muttered, staring at the bustling streets of London teeming with life. "None of this makes sense." "We're living contradictions," Lieutenant Cole replied, his gaze distant. "Ghosts in our own lives." Section 6. The Weight of Stolen Years. Years turned into a decade as the crew of the Venture tried to adapt to their new reality. They struggled to reconcile the life they remembered with the life they were now living. The weight of their stolen years, of the future they carried within them, became a burden too heavy to bear. "It's like we're living a lie," Captain Vance confessed one evening, her voice heavy with unspoken grief. A beautiful, impossible lie. They were caught between two realities, adrift in a sea of temporal anomalies. They were living proof of the universe's infinite possibilities, yet prisoners of their own unique and terrifying experience. Section 7. A Paradox of Possibilities. The mystery of the Venture deepened with each passing year. What began as a routine exploration mission had turned into an enigma that baffled even the brightest minds. Scientists and scholars across the globe grappled with the implications of their return, attempting to unravel the secrets of their journey through time. Theories abounded, each more complex than the last, as they pored over data and debated the possibilities. Some theorized that the wormhole had transported them to a parallel universe, a place where the laws of physics might differ from our own. This idea sparked a wave of new research into the nature of reality itself. Others speculated that they had somehow altered their own timeline, creating a ripple effect that changed the course of history. This theory raised profound questions about free will and destiny. The possibilities are as infinite as the universe itself, each one opening up new avenues of thought and exploration. The sheer scope of what might be true was both exhilarating and terrifying. Professor Edward Davies, a renowned physicist, proclaimed during a televised interview, "We are standing on the precipice of a new era in science. The Venture's journey has redefined our understanding of time and space." The Venture's journey has redefined our understanding of time and space. It has challenged our most fundamental beliefs and opened up questions we never thought to ask. Yet, for the crew, the answers remained elusive. They had experienced something beyond comprehension, and the weight of that knowledge was a heavy burden to bear. They were left to navigate a world forever changed by their impossible experience, a world that now looked to them for answers they could not provide. Their journey had altered not just their lives, but the very fabric of reality, forever haunted by the echoes of a future that never came to be. The paradox of possibilities had left them adrift in a sea of uncertainty, their minds forever grappling with the mysteries of their voyage. Section 8. Echoes in the Void. The Venture, once a symbol of human ambition and exploration, now rested in a museum, a silent testament to the mysteries of the cosmos. Its crew, forever bound by their shared experience, continued to search for answers, seeking solace in the vast unknown that had once been their prison. "Do you think we'll ever understand?" Dr. Singh asked Captain Vance one starlit night, their gaze fixed on the moon, a silver disk in the velvet sky. "Perhaps," Captain Vance replied, her voice barely audible above the gentle hum of the city. "Or perhaps the universe is not meant to be understood, merely explored." Section 9. A Universe Unknown. The story of the Venture is a stark reminder of the universe's infinite capacity for wonder and terror. It is a story of courage and resilience, of the enduring human spirit in the face of the unknown. But most importantly, it is a story that underscores the profound mystery of time, a mystery that continues to captivate and confound us. The Venture's journey might have ended, but their odyssey through time, through the very fabric of reality, had irrevocably altered their destinies and left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness of humanity. Their future, like the universe they now knew, remained an enigma, a vast and uncharted expanse waiting to be explored.